where medical treatment was withheld from patients participating in a syphilis study. As Ashley Anderson reports, the play not only contains a social message, but it also delves into the ethics of those who participated in the study.
The time? 1932. And the federal government was conducting a study in Macon County on the treatment and effects of syphilis. But when funds ran out, a placebo was given. And later still, when a cure was found, penicillin treatment was still withheld in an effort to study the long-term effects of the disease. A book written on the subject has been developed into a play about the people involved in the study, told through the eyes of Nurse Evers. Director Benny Ambush says there are social messages interwoven throughout the play.
Societally, I think this play, if nothing else, is a warning to all of us in this country and perhaps around the world to put safeguards in place to prevent human experimentation occurring ever again upon people that are unaware that it is happening to them, which is one of the great tragedies of this particular story. On a human and personal level, I think the story has to do with what happens to people when they are often caught in the middle of something that is greater than them.
Cast and crew members were able to put the play into a realistic perspective when they visited Macon County and were able to talk to people involved with the study.
When you go to the place where these events happened and you meet some of the people that were really affected by it, it's an enormous difference because it's real. It's no longer abstract at that point, and you have very human, very specific things that you can connect to and connect with.
It just gave me a really, I said to the director, it gave me a really sense of pride about who I was as an African American, about who I was as just a person, that our country could have gone through all of these things and we're still trying to go through more and get stronger and better. But there's just a nice mixture of people there at the restaurant, black and white. And it just made me really proud to be a part of a play like this because very rarely do you get a chance to work on material like this.
Although artistic liberties have been taken, members of the troupe are hopeful that the audience will walk away with a sense of history. Ashley Anderson, WSFA News 12, Montgomery.
And Miss Evers Boys opens January 31st at the Alabama Shakespeare Festival.
And that's 5 days after the Super Bowl.
January 21st at the Alabama Artists Gallery. Well, the Alabama Shakespeare Festival is now home to a decades-old tale of greed, hatred, and jealousy. The Little Foxes has a Southern setting, and as Ashley Anderson reports, a Southern-born star to play the vicious part of Regina.
To think that I'm going to be alive and have what I want.
I should have known you'd think that was the reason.
Because you're going to die. And you know.
Family feuds, a lust for money, schemes, and alcoholism all make up the intrigue of the Hubbard family. Cold-blooded Regina is played by Allison Edwards, who is probably familiar to festival fans. The Southern accent wasn't very difficult for her to master. All she had to do was reach back to her Mississippi roots. Playing the part of a scoundrel also wasn't that difficult.
I think all of us have revenge fantasies, and so in a sense it's great to be able to investigate those and sort of play out all the things you thought about doing to somebody that you got really angry at one time.
The play was written by another Southerner, Lillian Hellman.
From what I understand, most of the characters in this play are based on her family, and she actually considers, I think, herself to be a bit of the Alexandra character, the daughter, except that she apparently changed her attitude toward her family. At first she thought that they were just greedy and awful, and then she began to find a great deal of humor in them.
The play originally opened in 1939 with Tallulah Bankhead playing the notorious Regina. Later, other famous names like Anne Bancroft and Elizabeth Taylor would take the role. The play is considered as thrilling today as when it opened. Ashley Anderson, WSFA News 12, Montgomery.
Looks pretty interesting. Well, this has been a great weekend weather-wise.